Hello, welcome to Fair Lady of the Loch Tarot. Thank you for joining me. Today we will be doing a pick-a-card reading using the Queen of Wands, representing joy, courage, and determination, to bring us into our individual readings. Now, those of you who have watched me before, you know that I pair crystals with my readings, and what we do is we read the cards and then we read for the crystals as well. So you can either pick choosing the card that you like or the crystal that you like. Okay, so pile number 1 will be the Celtic Tarot with the Queen of Wands and the Apatite Tower. Okay. Pile number 2 will be the Everyday Witch Tarot with the Jasper Wolf, this red Jasper Wolf, and this Crazy Lace Agate. Pile number 3 will be the Smith Rider-Waite Tarot with the Citrine Tower. And look at those beautiful rainbows. I just love this thing. And then pile number 4 will be the Steampunk Tarot and the charoite tumble. And then pile number 5 will be the Rune with the iolite crystal. So choose whichever pile speaks to you the most, and then I will post individual videos to TikTok, and then it will be one video for YouTube, and then you can just scroll to the section that you are most interested, or sections, as more than one pile may speak to you. See you in your piles. If you chose the Universal Celtic Tarot and the Apatite Tower, then this is your reading. Now, how I read cards is I read both intuitively as well as the definitions, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Okay. Now this one came out on its side, so we are going to leave it on its side because it's the first card here, and I believe there is a message attached to that. So we're going to start with these here. So right off the bat, the very first card that fell out was the Nine of Cups. And as you can see, it has this beautiful woman wearing a white dress who is pregnant. The Nine of Cups is very much about emotional abundance. This card represents, as you can see, fertility, light, and life. It has a strong water element to it, as you can see. And there's a sense of grounding. And in the upright, almost a sense of certainty and peace here, right? When it came out sideways, however. So there is someone here who is uncertain about something that pertains to them emotionally, but I am getting a very specific message. This won't be for everyone, but someone listening that is going to listen to this at some point in the future is uncertain about pregnancy, children. I'm getting the message of, see, it's not 100% clear here. It's like it's a jumble of, you're not sure if you can have children or you're not sure if you want children. And there may also be someone here that suspects that they're pregnant, but they're not certain. Okay. Now, when a card falls out on its side, or a rune falls out on its side in the wrong, not in the upright or in the reversal, turning it a quarter of a turn to the right is usually the practice. I will leave that to your intuition on whether you feel that it is your message or not, on whether it will be turned that way. But if I were to turn this card a quarter of a turn to the right, then it would become reversed. Okay? And in the reversed position, it gives me a different message. This message speaks of inability to have children and coming to terms with that. It speaks of a desire not to want to have children. And there's someone here that may listen to this that may be trying to make a choice, because right next to that is difficult choice. Okay? And I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to deliver the message that I'm hearing for a specific person here. If you are considering the choice as to whether to have children or whether to keep a child, that can only be your choice and your choice alone. This is not something that anyone else can make for you, okay? Go within. That is the message here, to make that decision for this person who is very specifically trying to make a difficult choice about whether to have a child or not. Their advice is to rest, to sleep on it, okay? Do you see the swords here behind her? And then do you see these swords here in the front? Okay? These two swords paired together in this rock, just like in this, very much connects these cards together in a very sequential flow. Okay? Sleep on it. Think upon it. Listen to your heart. Do you see how much water is in this? A lot of water. Okay? While the swords is an air and a thought card, it still is exhibiting so much water, pairing it with this cups card very strongly. Okay? So rest, think, and consider. The advice is not to make any rash decisions, but to rest and seriously consider. Okay? Two sword cards here, very strongly in the think about it. Give it good, solid thought. All right? Okay. Now, that being said, they are letting you know with this Two of Pentacles that you are not alone. There will be others there to aid you. Okay? Regardless of whether your choice is to have a child or to not have a child, and we're going to put this in the sideways again so that it represents all of the people who are specifically dealing with this issue. There will be women there to help you specifically of multiple generations that you can call upon. And there will be outlets for you to have financial stability if that is one of your concerns, which often is with the introduction of a child into the situation. Okay? The main message here, however, is that they want you to do what brings you joy. Okay? Do what fulfills you, what fills your heart with joy. Okay? And this is also with Fionn, who is holding the salmon of knowledge there, as you can see in his hand. Okay? This also reassures you that you will indeed make the right choice for you. Okay? Putting your emotional well-being first. All right? Okay. Now, not everyone's going to agree with this decision. Okay? That's just the case with most decisions. Not everyone's going to agree with most decisions we make in life. But they're our decisions to make. Right or wrong, they're ours to make and learn from. And I'm getting a message here about someone who may have to be a leader in this, leading family or friends or a community into the light. Okay? But be strong. All right? Be strong in your convictions. Be clear on what it is you want, and then take action. Just be patient with yourself and make sure you are grounding, okay, cleansing, providing and taking care of yourself, making sure you're getting all the nutrients and vitamins that you need, time in nature, exercise, okay? Make sure you're getting everything that you need for your better health, and as far as mental, physical, and metaphysical. Okay? All right. Now, for those of you that have nothing to do with children, okay? For those of you that the message is like, nope, this message I don't have children, I'm not even considering it, this has nothing to do with me, okay? One, it may not be your pile. But don't forget the other message attached to this, which was emotional fulfillment and stability. Fertility comes in many different ways, not just with babies and children, okay? The birth of an idea, the birth of a business, grounded emotional stability, okay? The birth of a new home, a new marriage, new relationship, a new idea and notion of who you are and what you need from this world, okay? So it doesn't just have to be about children. That message will be very specific to someone. For the rest of you, this is definitely a call to get in touch with your inner self and know what brings you joy. Ask yourself, what is it that brings me joy? What do I like to do? What makes me feel the most grounded, the most fulfilled, emotionally, mentally, and physically in my life? And then make the choice to act upon that, okay? But make sure you're doing so with balance. Always, always have balance. Everything in moderation isn't just a tongue-in-cheek quote. It is an excellent source of advice. And rest, okay? Be strong. Know what you want and act upon it with patience, time, and balance. Making sure you're grounded and making sure you're cleansing yourself on a regular basis, okay? All right. Now, let us draw for you an oracle card from the Alana Fairchild's White Light Oracle. This has healing, advice, encouragement, okay? And, oh, there's one that flipped over for us, so we're going to take that. We have Deer of Delta, and that is a mother and child. So once again, we have that fertility and children coming in through there, that loving energy. Okay. Deer of Delta, without any force, you can overcome even extreme negativities. Your real nature is gentle, which is powerful in its own unique way. You do not need to become something you are not. You can confidently and effectively invoke spiritual protection from the light. You can never be dominated or bullied at a spiritual level, because the real you is always empowered and protected in the light. Okay, so that's a good, strong message about being protected. All right. Now, for those of you who need a message that does not fit with this particular one that we were just discussing, they also gave us number 6, Shekinah. Okay, so we will read that really quick. Sorry, it's been a little bit since I've done this with you guys with the move and everything. I have to get back in the groove of things. Shekinah, the spiritual worlds want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on Spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom, and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your path and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. Okay. All right. Now we are going to read a description on the apatite and how it might assist you from The Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. Okay. Apatite represents self-expression, motivation, and balance. It works with the throat chakra, and its common origins are Brazil, Russia, and the United States. Apatite facilitates direct communication and is a powerful motivator. This blue mineral is a catalyst for releasing the past. It can provide a greater perspective, helping you to appreciate the present moment. If worked with regularly, it can lead to a higher consciousness and nurtures the desire to be of service to the earth and to others, leading some to call it the humanitarian stone. Apatite is known to enhance intellect and increase energy. It's also believed to be extremely helpful in easing food-related issues, supporting overall well-being by establishing healthy eating habits. Healers use it to support the skeletal system, believing it fortifies bones and cartilage and can ease arthritis. Apatite is often mistaken for other minerals, befitting of its etymological origin. The Greek word apatite, which I'm probably not pronouncing correctly, which means deceit. Its blue hue is caused by the occurrence of manganese. Place apatite on your throat chakra to clear energy and enhance communication. Helps imbue a space with uplifting and positive energy, and keep on hand to regulate energy flow and prevent burnout, especially in the workspace. Okay, so that is apatite. And for those of you that are interested, this particular tower came from a Thunder's Trove on TikTok. I believe they also have an Instagram account as well. Okay. All right. I hope that you found this message to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If you felt there was anything that could have been improved upon, which there probably is, me getting back in the groove of things, you can leave that in the comments as well. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, regardless of what your situation is, you can get through it. You are strong enough, all right? You do have what it takes, all right? Seize what brings you joy, okay? Whether that's cozy quiet, excitable adventure, whatever it is that brings you joy, make that a priority in your life, all right? If you chose pile number 2 with the Everyday Witch Tarot, the red jasper wolf, and the crazy lace agate tumble, then this is your message. And today we are using the Queen of Wands to draw us into the question of how we can be determined and courageous in seizing our own joy. okay? And any other messages that might need to come through pertaining to that energy. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Okay, let's start with these. I think these came out before that. Let's see here. That was the order there. Okay. Let's see if we can get a couple more. It's been a while since I've been able to do this with you guys, so you'll have to bear with me as we get back in the groove of things, okay? All right, with the move, everything has been very, very busy. Okay, so first off, we have the Page of Wands, okay? And the Page of Wands, as you can see, it's got its knapsack over its shoulder. It's off on an adventure. It's, you know, choosing a path. Choosing a path that best serves them. And with the wands, you're dealing with passion and power, specifically spiritual power, okay? See the fire element here with the salamander and the orange cat, okay? So this is about choosing a path that follows your passion. What brings you joy? So it's very much on par with what we are talking about, okay? And there's someone, maybe more than someone here, who right off the bat is thinking, well, how can I follow my passion? How can I follow my joy if I don't have the money to do so? As you can see with this Four of Pentacles, he is very much guarding and protecting what he has. He's in a locked cell, he's sitting on his money chest, and he's like, nobody's getting my money, I'm not spending any of it, you know, I've got to be prepared, okay? And what they're wanting to say here is that not everything that brings you joy or that is following your passion requires money, right? This Hermit is a call to go within, to seek out what brings you joy from the inside out, not the outside in, but the inside out, okay? There's an owl representing wisdom here. You know, she's out there in nature seeking the answers within as to what brings joy, what brings peace, tranquility, and happiness, okay? And there's definitely a strong element of being grounded here, okay? And I'm also getting a message here of cleansing via fire and smoke here. Someone here may be a fire sign. If there's things you're wanting to release and let go, I recommend writing them down on a piece of paper and then burning that piece of paper and letting those things be released upon the smoke and the wind, okay? There's also an earth energy here I'm picking up on, and you know, you can cleanse and feel the earth as you sit upon it. You know, use the trees and the roots, the rocks, you know, feel the energy and allow it to move through you and to cleanse it, okay? With the Six of Cups, this talks about emotions, right? This talks about water, you know, the fluid things of life, the less tangible things of life, okay? And this says, not only do you have enough for yourself, you have enough to share with others. Loving acts of service. Someone here, loving acts of service brings them joy. And not only does it bring you joy, but it brings joy to those that you help and you aid and you assist. Someone here might benefit from gardening, okay? Or someone here might be in a business related to plants. There's definitely here a sense of caring for nature and for others as a part of your joy and your passion and your peace. Okay? All right. And here with the Death card, this is not a card that means somebody's going to die, okay? Most of the time, death in the tarot simply represents a complete change, okay? And in here you see two doors, all right? Two choices. One that is cracked a bit of jar, as you can see there, and the other that is firmly closed behind. And you see death here cutting the cord, all right? So someone here may benefit from a cord cutting, okay? And that can be done in many ways. You can literally cut a cord, releasing the things of the past that you need to let go of. You can tie a cord between two candles, okay, and let that burn down, and that cuts the cord in its own way. You can do it in your mind. For example, if you're taking a shower, imagine letting everything go and washing it down the drain, right? There are so many ways that you can release what no longer serves you so that you can move into the future and seize your own joy, okay? So for some of you, there is definitely a need to release and let go of the past and things that do not serve you so that you can step forward into a more joyous future, okay? And as a result of letting go and moving forward, we have the Two of Cups. And as you can see here, this is a beautiful, joyous, loving, sharing card. Now, quite often, this card is nicknamed the soulmate card. But it's a card of union. It's a card of joining together, of being together, and this can be romantic or platonic, okay? This can be friends, this can be family, or this can be romantic love. And so when you are making that change and you are releasing and letting go of the past and you're moving forward into your future, this is what your future holds. A union of loving equals, okay? People who share together, play together, rest together. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful, okay? So whether this is a family member, whether this is a friendship, or whether this is a romantic partner, there is joy and beauty to be had in this future relationship, okay? And with the Hanged Man, there will also be enlightenment, okay? There will be questions that you have as you go through what we tend to call shadow work, releasing what does not serve you, letting go of the past, letting go of negative energies, and moving forward in a positive manner. That tends to lead to enlightenment, and that comes in stages. It's not necessarily I do this, so all of a sudden I'm enlightened and I know all these wonderful things. And that can happen for some, and it can have these big, beautiful moments. But usually enlightenment comes in softly, comes in quietly, in the day-to-day, in the beauty of a butterfly or a bird, or in the smile of a child. That moment when you realize you're actually glad to be alive. You are truly, truly glad to be here. And you want to savor every moment of it. You don't want the storm clouds to dampen what you are trying to achieve. You're not going to let it weigh you down, the heaviness of the air that seems to suffocate the lungs that can sometimes happen to us all. You are letting that go. You're releasing yourself from the things that bind you. And as you do so, certain truths will become clearer, will become more evident to you about who you are and why you're here, okay? And what truly brings you joy and happiness. And as you discover that, and as you get to know yourself on a deeper level, okay, you will also unearth abilities and powers within you that you didn't know you had. Intuition, manifestation, magic, the magic of life, the energies that flow within all of us, okay? And once again, with that Six of Wands, just like with the Six of Cups that you had, not only will you have enough energy for yourself, you will have enough to share with others, okay? And you will have gone from the student to a teacher, you know, and you will help others in the future who are young and coming through and are new to such things, and you will be there to support and appreciate and have true friendship with the masters who have gone before you. All right? So just a strong encouragement to step into that beautiful, passionate, loving future. And with the dragons here, as you can see, you are protected as you do so. This is just a beautiful energy, and someone here will be received quite well and may even obtain accolades. There's also a maiden mother crone energy going on here. Okay, so some of you might have a group, such as a coven or a congregation or whatever spiritual path that you follow, where you might find encouragement and may find that strong relationship showed here with the Two of Cups. Okay? All right, let's see if we can't get you an oracle message from the moon deck here. Oh, quite a few of them actually. Okay, so we start off with a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So someone here might be a Virgo. It might benefit them working with the new moon. But it is a time to give rather than take. And that very strongly fits with this Six of Cups energy that we had. That giving to others also gives to you. Okay? A fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. Right? And we saw that with that full change, didn't we, that the Death card represents, okay? And then everything that came after and all the changes and beauty that you will realize, okay? Someone here may be in Aries. It might benefit them to work with the full moon. Surrender to the divine, okay? An important part of shadow work is to get in touch with your spiritual side, whatever form that may take, okay, and trust that everything will work out the way it's supposed to, okay. The way things are supposed to be isn't always how we think it's supposed to be. So surrendering to the divine, sometimes you wind up with a far better outcome than you ever dreamed. And then communication is key. New moon in Gemini. So there could be a Gemini here. We have 2 new moons and 2 full moons. So releasing and letting go and drawing to yourself are always good things to do during transitional periods. And the new moon and the full moon are certainly transitional periods. So those can be used and be helpful in releasing and drawing to yourself. Okay? All right. Forgive the dogs and the barking. First off, we will start with the red jasper wolf. And this little fella came from a Thunder's Trove. My son's letting me borrow it for this. He helped me pick out the crystals for this one. Okay, so red jasper represents passion, insight, and stimulation. It works with the sacral and root chakras, common origins in Germany, India, and the United States. Red jasper gently but effectively generates life force. It enhances vitality and replenishes depleted energy. It's also a stone of protection, warding off physical as well as mental threats. This grounding stone fosters a deep connection to the earth and radiates with stability in times of chaos. It is an excellent stone if you're creative because it will stimulate new ideas and can also spark renewed interest in ongoing works. Red jasper enhances endurance and vitality and stokes the flames of sexual passion. Its stimulating energy will lift a mental fog to remind you of the beauty and joy in life. Healers believe it aids circulation and that it is particularly beneficial for pregnant women, helping slow the loss of blood after childbirth. Jasper is a combination of chalcedony and other minerals. Its red color comes from iron inclusions. Jasper means spotted rock stone, with etymological roots in Old French, Greek, and Latin. It is referred to as the blood of Mother Earth by some Native American tribes. Sit with red jasper when you need to jumpstart your energy or creativity. Keep this stone in the bedroom to rekindle passion or enhance sexual compatibility. And it can enhance the ability to get things done while still promoting harmony within the workspace or the home space, depending on where you need to get the most things done. Okay, and then with the Crazy Lace agate, this came from a friend of ours' shop that is no longer in business, called New Moon, but it was a beautiful place to assemble and commune, and it was just a wonderful shop. It's sad that it's gone. So in memory of that, we have this Crazy Lace agate tumble representing an uplifting energy, joy, inner peace, emotional stability. It can help boost self-esteem, create a positive outlook, release negative emotions. It's also known as the laughter stone or Mexican agate. Isn't that beautiful? Very unique. My son, he got this and was letting me borrow it for this reading. I hope that you found this message to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If you felt that there was anything that could have been improved upon while I'm getting back in the swing of things, you can also let me know there. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always, and you have so much to offer this world. I can't wait to see what beauty that you bring. Love you. Bye. If you chose pile number 3 with the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot and the Citrine Tower, look at all those beautiful rainbows. I just love it. Then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may be, reading both uprights and reversals. And today we are asking that the Queen of Wands draw us into what areas bring us joy in life and where we need to use our courage and determination to seize that joy. Okay? Now, regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. All right, we got a big old chunk that flew out all at once, so let's take a gander. Okay. Let's see if we can't get at least one more. Oh, apparently they gave us way more than one more. All right. Okay, so we're starting off with this Five of Cups, okay? So the message here is that someone, perhaps more than one someone's, whether it's the person listening to this message or someone directly in the person's life, such as a spouse or a child or a parent or a friend, is currently only looking at what they have lost or what they do not have, instead of looking at and remembering and being grateful for what they do have. Okay? Now, this can be anything from physical possessions to physical appearance to emotional. With cups, it's usually emotional. Okay? But this is something has been lost or is absent, okay, and that's all that somebody is focusing on or can see right now, when in reality they still have some very beautiful aspects, okay, to be grateful for. All right. And so the recommendation, if this is you, okay, or if this is someone in your sphere, we have the star, which, well, I need to cover her chest. Sorry, guys, with social media, we have to cover those. It represents faith, hope, healing, restoration, okay? So take that time, ground and balance yourself. Very important here. There's balance that needs to be had in the emotional sphere. See all that water and how she's pouring it out of both jugs here. For the person who this isn't you that you're focusing on the negative, but it's someone in your sphere, I'm getting the message that you are pouring too much out of your own cup. Okay, you're sacrificing too much of your energy for this other person, and you need to fill your own cup before you can fill anyone else's. Okay, so take care of yourself, prioritize yourself. All right. Okay, for those of you that need the adjustment and focus, the same is true here. Make sure you are filling your cup and not just pouring it all out without paying attention to what's in it and what you're actually giving up, okay? Now, once you have done this, you've grounded yourself, you've reprioritized where you're putting your energies, okay? Then a new way of thinking, okay, with this Page of Swords. Learning a new way of thinking, right, will aid you in weathering any storm. Do you see how the trees in the back are blowing? You know, we've got big billowy clouds here, but they stand firm, all right? The rest of the world may be whipping around them, but they are standing firm because they have come to a new realization of who they are and what they're capable of, right? Okay, and with that realization, there comes a choice of a path, right? You choose which way you want to go, all right? Do you want to go backwards into this energy? No, none of us want to go backwards into that energy, do we? We want to step forward boldly, okay? So this is about making a choice to step forward on this new enlightened path, okay? Not focusing on the things of the past that we cannot change, the things we may not have, you know, but working with what we do have and stepping boldly into the future, okay? And this takes strength. It absolutely does, right? Emotional strength, mental strength, in some cases, depending on the situation, physical strength can be of benefit. But most of the time, we're talking about our inner fortitude, right? And this tells you, with the infinity symbol above her head, as she has this giant gentled in her hands, you've got this, is what this is saying. You absolutely have this. You do have the strength. You have an infinite supply you can draw upon, okay? The spirits, the ancestors, and the divine are there to aid you. And with that discovery of strength and that path being chosen, you will find the things that bring you joy and comfort. And this Queen of Pentacles, this is an abundant energy. This is a well-grounded, abundant energy. This is someone who knows what they want, has done what it took to get it, and now enjoys the products of their labor. Okay? They have what brings them joy. So this path that they're showing you about release, a new way of thinking, choosing that path, knowing that you have the strength to do it, brings you to this place of confidence and grounded joy. Okay? Now, when that happens, do not forget to care for your internal space. While you may gain quite a bit of physical material rewards, okay, Do not lose sight of that internal space. Don't forget to go within, to take care of yourself, meditate, right? And remember to stay in touch with that internal light, okay? And don't be afraid to take action, all right? That Knight of Swords, when you have a thought and you know and you understand what truly brings you joy, who you are, and what it is you're meant to do on this earth, do not be afraid to take action. Be courageous, be determined, and boldly go forth, okay? And that brings about this beautifully abundant, independent, just gloriously beautiful energy. I mean, look at this woman in her garden. She knows who she is. She's in her joy, and she's not afraid of it, okay? And the High Priestess is just here to remind you that you are more powerful than you know, okay? Be balanced, be centered, tap into that yin and yang, that masculine and feminine that exists within us all. Be balanced within the dark and the light, okay? And trust in yourself and know that you absolutely have what it takes, okay? All right, so with that being said, we're going to pull you a White Light Oracle message from Alana Fairchild. It says healing processes, encouragement, words of advice, okay? And it just has some really beautiful art. All right, it's giving us these two here. So we have Epsilon Modulation. I just need to cover her chest here. Okay, Epsilon Modulation. And Shekinah, number 6. Now, Shekinah, number 6, came out in pile number 1. So if any of you were drawn also to pile number 1, you might give it a look. But it won't be for everyone, okay? All right, but let's start with Epsilon Modulation, number 28, in the guidebook here. And I recommend this this deck and this guidebook for anyone that is interested in doing shadow work or self-improvement. This is an excellent, excellent oracle deck for that, okay? All right, Epsilon Modulation. Gather your energies and go within to regenerate. Let your actions match your inner rhythms, rather than trying to force yourself to keep pace with external cues. Commit to your own natural timing and pace. As you ground and connect to your center, you will realize your spiritual power to be at cause in any situation of concern. You have such goodness and light within you. Let go of shaming or blaming. Embrace the spiritual beauty within. That is a beautiful message, and it's very synchronous with what we were just talking about. All right, number 6. Shekinah. The spiritual worlds want to help you resolve your worldly concerns. It is safe for you to rely on Spirit as a loving, protective, helpful, and practical presence, able to positively affect all areas of your life, including facilitating the resolution of physical problems. Do not limit your spirituality to concepts. Instead, apply your higher knowledge and principles, grow your wisdom, and live your path. Acknowledge your value as a person, as a soul. Treasure the gift of your path, and let your spirituality integrate with all facets of your life. That is a beautiful message, a beautiful piece of advice there. Okay, now we are going to read about the citrine tower that you all chose. Isn't this gorgeous? I absolutely love this. It's full of rainbows. I mean, it's just stunning. This tower came from the mineral mushroom, and you can find them on TikTok or at their store, which is the mineral mushroom, I think, .store, if I remember correctly. Just wonderful, wonderful products, and I can't sing the quality of their work enough. It's just really wonderful. Citrine, it can also look like this or this with the smokiness, okay? Represents abundance, invigoration, and prosperity. It can come in yellow or orange. It works with the crown and solar plexus chakras and is most commonly found in Brazil. However, in the United States, I believe you can find it in some of the states like Arkansas and things like that. I do believe there is some there where you can find it. Citrine is a crystal of manifestation. It's known as the merchant stone because of its ability to attract abundance, which has more to do with mindset than money or traditional success. It teaches you to appreciate what you have and find joy in all the riches life has to offer. It elevates confidence and self-esteem so you can go after what you want. It also has the power to move stale energy, making way for the heart's true desires. Citrine's vibrations will give you a positive outlook, making it easier to overcome setbacks and achieve your goals. It also gives creativity a wonderful boost. Citrine holds the power of the sun, which can help with fatigue as well as depression. Citrine is a variety of quartz. Its yellow tint is caused by iron oxidation. Its name comes from the Latin citrina, which means yellow. Hold citrine during a visualization practice to help manifest your objective. It can increase the feelings of warmth and happiness in a space. And it can enhance motivation and stimulate creativity. So having it in your home or workspace can be just a beautiful, refreshing energy. And I know it brings a smile to my face just simply by looking at it. So even if for no other reason than that, it's doing its job, isn't it? Helping to bring joy. So I hope that you found this message to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you have what it takes. You are beautiful, you are strong, and you are loved. Go out there and find your joy. Bye. If you chose pile number 4 with the Steampunk Tarot and the Charoite Tumble, then this is your message. Today we are asking that by using the Queen of Wands, we are asking that the spirits, the ancestors, and the divine show us how to find our joy, right? Be courageous, be determined, and find what brings us joy and pursue it, okay? And so we will draw a handful of cards and see what advice they can give us. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. Okay, and they've given us 3 cards here right off the bat and then haven't dropped any more, so I think we're going to focus on these 3 and see what they have to say, and then we'll pull clarifiers if needed. So first we are starting with the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles is a very grounded, very solid energy. This is what's generally identified as a masculine energy, but it can be male or female. This is someone who knows who they are, they know their worth, and they stand in it, okay? This is someone who is materially stable. Now that can mean wealth, it can mean health, it can mean your household, okay? But this is someone who is very, very strong and very grounded, all right? And here in the background, you can see what might be a book of shadows here, perhaps. So we also are getting a bit of a spiritual, yeah, we're definitely getting some spiritual things coming through here. I'm actually, now this won't be for everyone, but I'm actually seeing a man in my mind here who is Wiccan, um, of a tradition, possibly Gardnerian or adjacent to that. There's a bunch of different traditions that go with, or druidic, or a druidic tradition here. I'm getting someone who follows that sort of a path. Someone who's very grounded, very strong in a particular spiritual path. I'm seeing someone who's a bit older. Yeah, this is someone who's been around. They have explored different paths and have come to be pretty solid in knowing who they are. Okay, and like I said, that's not going to be for everyone, but there is someone here specifically, whether it's you or someone in your life, okay, that is coming out here very strongly with that one. And this Three of Pentacles is working together to achieve a goal, okay? And as you can see, once again, you have the masculine and the feminine, you have the young and the old, okay? So age is irrelevant here. The power of 3 is coming forward in this as well. But a group of people working together. It could be a coven. It could be a family. It could be a druidic order. It could be a kindred. Okay. It could be any of those things. A club, a congregation. All right. But definitely working together to achieve a goal. Building towards something. Okay. And then we have the Devil card. And the Devil can represent a wide range of things, from addiction to lust to external elements, gossip, okay? In this particular deck, the Devil is this large robot who is puppeteering these people down below, and he's puppeteering them to his own demise. He's actually having them tear him apart, okay? So I'm getting a message here about there could be some self-sabotaging going on. There could be a group in your life, some people in your life that is falling apart, is not staying whole or solid, okay, that may break apart. Let's get some clarification here. It's interesting to me. This is the first time in a pile that I have gotten this strong of a feeling on an organized spiritual tradition of a Wiccan or Druidic sort of path, okay? All right, we have Two of Swords. So a difficult choice needs to be made. To stay or to go, to remain in the group that you are in, or to find another that better serves you, okay? A group is meant to uplift, to build together. It is not meant to tear down or to tear apart. So if a group that you are in, or a relationship that you are in, or even a tradition that you may observe, if it no longer serves you, okay, it is okay to walk away. While it can be a difficult and painful decision, you must do what is right for you, for your own emotional stability, your own personal power, and your own joy, okay? Do not be afraid to walk away of that no longer serves you, okay? And when you do, it leaves you open to find that which does. And the Ten of Cups is this beautiful energy of love, of devotion, of fellowship, of a bright future. of two people or multiple people, depending on your situation, coming together in a unified, uplifting way. Okay? So whether this is a romantic union, platonic friendship, an organization that better serves you, whatever it might be, this is telling you that by releasing what no longer serves you, you will find what fills your emotional cup. Okay? And not just fills it, overflows with beautiful, beautiful sunlight and joy. Okay? All right, that is wonderful. All right. Is there any other advice or anything else you wish to share with us? Okay. Oh. All right, so we do have a confirmation here with the Lovers. Okay, so for some of you, this will be romantic. All right. Whether it's a partner that no longer serves you and you're walking away and you find the partner that does, or whether you walk away from a habit that does not serve you, or whatever it is, what you're walking towards is indeed love and partnership, a true union. Okay? All right. Now, let us pull for you. Okay, let's pull a moon card. All right. Let's pull a moon oracle card for you. Okay, so for that difficult decision that you're trying to make, it landed on there is look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So it landed with the King of Pentacles and the Two of Swords here, just in that area, okay? Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So you could be a Sagittarius, or this man that I was seeing in your life, in your sphere, could be a Sagittarius. Look at the bigger picture, okay? Might benefit you to work with the full moon. We have don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Right there, I definitely get a sense of if there was some sort of tradition or you were following, or a group or a marriage that didn't work out, don't let your pride get in the way, okay? There is nothing wrong with admitting that you were wrong. Mistakes are nothing more than learning tools. They're not meant to define us. They're not meant to ruin us, okay? They're meant to teach us. No more, no less, okay? So, don't let pride get in your way. If something does not fit you, if you were once certain and now you're not, if you discover that you were wrong about something, it's okay to just say, you know what, I was wrong, or you know what, this does not actually suit me, and to move on, all right? Someone here may be a Leo. I'm getting here a message about perhaps a partnership where someone is a Sagittarius and someone is a Leo. That could be moon, sun, rising, okay? A definite full moon energy here, though. And then we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Step out of your comfort zone, okay? So we're definitely talking about making changes. Leaving behind what does not serve you and stepping boldly forward so that you can find what does, what brings you joy and what does serve you. All right, now let's look at this charoite stone that I have here, and we will read from The Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. And this charoite stone came from the mineral mushroom, and honestly, it was the most affordable charoite I have been able to find. A lot of the others were just beyond my price point. And this was the first one I had found that was within a reasonable range that I could actually get. So, and it just is It's a beautiful piece, and it's already been of benefit to my family since its arrival. Okay, charoite represents generosity, acceptance, and illumination. It can be purple, gray, black. It can work with the crown, third eye, and heart chakras, and its common origin is Russia. And I may be mispronouncing this, and if I am, please forgive me. But charoite marries spiritual energy with deep heart chakra love. This high vibration stone has some powerful effects. It will remind you to be present in the here and now, while helping you accept the past and whatever the future may bring. It's a wonderful tool for enhancing empathy and inspiring the desire to be of service to others. Charoite can help you overcome fear and nurture the courage you need to get through a challenging or difficult time. It stimulates your body's energy flow and can inspire a great proliferation of positivity. It also opens a connection to the divine, creating space for spiritual guidance and insight. Healers believe it strengthens physical resilience as well. Named for the Chara River in Siberia, near where it was first discovered in 1978, charoite can sometimes exhibit chatoyancy, which is that flashy, I don't know if it's picking up on this or not, but it's got like this shimmery sort of effect to it. An optical illusion caused by a band of reflected light, also known as the cat's eye effect. Keep charoite near you as a reminder to live in the moment. It can help make service to others a priority in a household. And it can increase motivation and reduce procrastination. So this is a really good, helpful one to have around to help with a family unit or with a group of people who are trying to work together in the spiritual realm. I do strongly recommend this stone now after having experienced it myself and with my family. So that is a good one. It is worth the investment. Okay. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything that you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are strong enough to do whatever it is you need to do, okay? Let go of whatever you need to let go of. Move forward with whatever you need to move forward with, okay? Find that joy. You are beautiful. You are loved always. And I look forward to seeing this happiness unfold in your life. Bye. If you chose pile number 5 with the Wonjo Rune and the iolite crystal, then this is your message. Okay. Now, we are using the Wonjo Rune to ask the question, what in our lives do we need to focus on to find our joy? Okay? What do we need to approach with courage and determination to find that joy that we all seek? Okay? So how I read the runes is I will pull 3, one for the past, one for the present, and one for the future. And I do read them upright and reversal. And then we will read from Find Your Power Runes by Kitty Gilsborough for each of the runes and see how they all come together to create a coherent message, or as coherent as we can manage. Now, I will say that with the runes, sometimes they can be a bit more harsh than the cards. So just bear that in mind, okay? Remembering where the runes came from, right? When you're dealing with the Elder Futhark, you are dealing with a time when violence and sickness and illness and death were continuous and constant companions, okay? So just bear that in mind. If they're a little little more blunt or harsh than what you'd prefer, then perhaps a card reading, okay, might be better suited. All right, so because my runes are so tiny, I'm just going to point to you in the book what runes were pulled, okay? So Euros came out in the reverse, all right? And then we had Perthro, which came out in the upright, and we had Kenaz, okay, which came out in the upright, okay? So we are going to start with Euros, okay, which actually is the origin for the word oryx. Let me find, it's not very far in, I think it's like the second rune in the book. Okay, here we go. Here's what it looks like in the upright, okay? And as I said, origin of the word oryx, and it is a symbol of strength and change, okay? From the Poetic Edda, it's lamentation of the clouds and ruin of the hay harvest and abomination of the shepherd, okay? Now, since it came out in the reverse, we will be reading this page here and not the upright description, okay? All right. You should not let an opportunity go by where you can show the world what makes you special. That's not even showing up for you, is it? Sorry, guys. It takes strength to meet a challenge and overcome it. It is only natural to fear what you do not know, but have faith in yourself and you will find that courage replaces the fear. Because yours is a stone of strength, it implies weakness when reversed. This takes the form of weak willpower. You may have found yourself being easily swayed lately. Those people around you who exert their own personalities may find it easy to talk you into all manner of things. It is time for you to take control of your life. You are the captain of your destiny, and things never work out if you ignore your instincts. If you have Wonjo or Gebo in your reading, Wonjo is what we started this reading with, it implies that your partner, whether romantic or business, is the one exerting this influence. You may perceive them as too strong for you and therefore let them have their way. In health matters, yours reversed points to low vitality, which can lead to health problems or illness. Attitude has a great impact on health. If you think positively and fight against whatever ails you, you could be taking a giant step forward. Stress reduction is also a key factor. Now is the time for you to draw on your inner strength and maintain a positive outlook. Okay, so that was in your past position. All right, and now we are going to go and read your present position, which was the Perthro rune. Okay. Perthro in the upright. Okay, looks like this. Origin of word, dice cup. Symbol of secrets, hidden things, and speculation. Chance. From the Poetic Edda, Perthro is a source of recreation and amusement to the great, where warriors sit blithely together in the banqueting hall. Perthro is a game of chance. It's a game of luck that represents the unknown to us. We don't know how the game was played, but we can hear the words Perthro and see dice on a table. We know people have played dice for hundreds of years. It's a game. It's a gamble. Don't take it too seriously. Don't take anything too seriously. It's the way the warriors pass the time before battle begins. These are serious soldiers, but they play at chance like anybody else, more perhaps than anybody else. They know that life is for losing and games are for winning. It's a roll of the dice and a test of fate. But it's a hopeful rune. This one, it's amusement, it's recreation, risk. It's all to win it all and risk it with a smile. You have, after all, to be in it to win it. Who knows what will happen? Tomorrow the soldiers may die on the battlefield, but tonight they feast. Tonight they dance. Tonight they play games with their friends, and even the great are invited to gamble for glory and coins. Who knows what you might win if you just put your cards down? Who knows whether this is the time you throw the double six and shimmy along to victory? You could win, you could lose too, but who cares? You could take everything. You just have to throw those dice and jump in. This is a rune for risk. Take that risk. Okay, now, this is not telling you to go out and gamble your money away. Okay, that's not what this is saying. And this could be easily misinterpreted as that, so I just want to be clear, okay? This is not encouraging you to become a gambler or anything like that. This is asking you to move forward. It is asking you to take action on that which best serves you, okay? Now, there's a lot of uncertainty to life. You don't know if you pursuing your creativity or you pursuing your passion or your love or falling in love or whatever it is that brings you joy, okay? You don't know how that's going to turn out. You know, it could be that you're not very good at painting or drawing or singing or you know, whatever it is that you want to do. But as it says, who cares? If it brings you joy, it doesn't matter whether you're good at it, okay? As long as you are bringing benefit to yourself through it, okay? And if you bring benefit to others in the doing of it, wonderful. But right now, they're wanting you to focus on leaving this negative past energy here behind of complacency, okay, and not taking action on what brings you joy, all right? Putting your joy on the back burner. And they're asking you in the present to take action. Go and do. Go and pursue, okay? Take that chance. Discover who you are, okay? And do so with gusto, all right? And then in your future position, we will be looking at Kenaz in the upright. Let's see. Okay. Kenaz, health, gifts, and creativity. Origin of the word torch. A torch and a scar, so it's got a dual meaning there. Disease, fatal to children and painful spot and abode of mortification is from the Poetic Edda. Now that sounds absolutely horrible and terrifying, okay? But remember, this is a double meaning rune, okay? It is the torch and it is the scar, all right? So let's keep an open mind, right, as we read this. Stay with me here, for the original poem is grim. This is a twin meaning we must work hard to unpack. Kenaz is a scar and it is a torch. It is pain and it is joy. It is light and it is dark. The torch we know by her flame, the Anglo-Saxon poem runs, and she burns wherever bright ones sit within. This stands for illumination. It stands for the light bulb moment, the spark in the dark, its inspiration and its knowledge, knowledge that comes suddenly but seems to have been there all along. It was obvious, of course. A torch doesn't create the things it touches with its light, it just reveals them. The flickering beam spills over a dark room and we see what's within. This is Kenaz, a sudden intuition to move your torch beam just here and just there and see what's written. You have the answers. You have them perhaps already within you. For the second meaning of Kenaz, as we know, is an old wound, a sore, an ulcer, an infection, a scar, a battle mark. We must remember what infection must have meant long ago before antibiotics. It means death almost certainly, unless we are lucky. Death was ever present for the women and men who told these runes. Children and warriors, the poem tells us, are most scourged by this. Think of the woman left behind telling these runes. Think of what she knew, the depths of her pain, the life she would lead, and still tending her fire, still never letting the torch burn out. Scars give us meaning. They give us memory and power. They teach us things we would never have known without them. Even suffering has a purpose, and what we need is already within us. Perhaps, as with an infection, we have to scrape away the old, bad flesh to see the spark of the new. Perhaps, as in a dark room, we must just remember to switch on the light. Okay? Let your light shine. Let it shine. Okay? As you go through and you gain knowledge and understanding of yourself and you find what brings you joy, let that light shine. Okay? All right, now we are going to look at and read for the crystal iolite that you selected with your runes. Iolite represents intuition, insight, and vision. It can be blue or purple, and it works with the third eye chakra. Common origins are Brazil, India, and Madagascar. Iolite is a truly visionary stone. Its tranquil colors act as a gentle guide to enhancing spiritual vision. It is also an emotional navigational tool helping to raise your personal awareness and provide insight into addictive or self-destructive behaviors. Its energetic positivity will free you from past obstacles, negate disharmony with a friend or partner, and reconnect you to your true self. It stimulates creativity by opening new thought processes. Healers use it to detoxify the body and regulate metabolism. Iolite has its roots in the Greek word for violet, eos. The stone is pleochroic. I'm sure I messed that up. It absorbs light differently depending on the angle, giving it the appearance of different colors. It is known as the Viking stone because Norse legend claims iolite was used to find the sun's placement in an overcast sky, helping with navigating the waters. There are other stones that also have this same legend. Place on your third eye during meditation to open yourself to spiritual discovery. Display iolite where it can catch the light and fill a room with happiness. Iolite can also inspire new ways of solving old problems. Okay? And that was very synchronous with your rune message that we had here. I hope you found this message to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If you felt that anything could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you are strong enough. Okay? You can do anything that you set your mind to do. So if you set your mind to find the joy in your life and to pursue it, you will. And once you do, let that light shine. All right? Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always. And you've got this. Bye.